This was
I
my.
gotta put that piece on there.
Where? Lordy. This
Okay.
was my-
Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
Did I do nothing but action? Yeah.
Okay, it's been 5 hours since the breaker box went in. What have you done?
Not enough. We've been trying to refit this and glue it up. There was a couple of joints that were too short, and it was causing the angles to be wonky. So we've been doing that. We got our conduit ran for over here. Let's go over here and take a look. Oh, ow. Okay. So we got our conduit ran here. We need flexi conduit to do this last bit and to do this last bit. Hey, thanks. Welcome. So what are all of these things? This one is I think 40 amp circuit. So this will be number 8 gauge wire. This is what it will run on like 99.9% of the time. This is the actual geothermal heat pump. These two right here are going to be the emergency electric heating elements. So this is the same thing that's inside your hairdryer, only bigger. So the coils that get red hot, yeah, they're in the top of that thing, and they take 2 runs of number 6. So that'll be 6.3 with ground here, 6.3 with ground here, and then so you'll get 220 and a neutral and a ground over at there on 2 different heating elements. It's a lot. Hopefully this will never run, because this is going to make our meter spin like a top. This one won't. This is the one we want. Okay, they come over to here. Again, flexi conduit down into here, flexi conduit down into here. We got to take a hole saw and drill that one out. This is for the, oh, this is kind of cool because this is our dehumidifier too. I'll talk about it. All right, there's our blower motor. There is the 2 windings. So 1 winding, 2 windings. That's for the heating element that's right in there. So big ass heating element. Okay, can you film this way? Get back in there. All right, so we have 2 sets of coils. We got these silver coils back here, if you can see it. And then we have this coil right here. And then there's a small gap between them. And then they go down to the condensate pan. So this has a, here, grab this again. So this has a new feature for them called Opti something. I can't remember. All right. And it's a dehumidifier built in, basically. And what happens is this coil will get really cold. The air, incoming air, will go across that and condense the moisture out of it, go down into the condensate pan and out to the drain. And the heat that they took out of this coil goes into this coil. And so you don't lose any heat. This is, of course, in the wintertime. In the summertime, you probably don't need, you wouldn't need this one. So it'll just be a pass-through at that point. So this gets cold, and it's cooling down your air that should be heating up. This one will get hot from the heat that they took out of this one, and then it will reheat the air and go on through. So it's a very efficient way to dehumidify. That's also how the heat pump dryers work also. They have 2 coils back to back. The cold coil puts all of its heat over into the warm coil, and that way you're not cooling the air and then reheating the air with different energy. It's the same energy. That's it.
Do you want anything else for the day?
Yes. I think we've already showed most of the plumbing, but we're finishing up.
Not really.
We're finishing up. We got the dog wash station. That will be basically a large sink or a small tub out in the garage that we can wash our dogs out outside. So it's coming through that wall, coming over, catching here, and gonna tie in right there. That top line is our clothes washer upstairs. So it'll come down and both of those will then dump into here. And then that's our kitchen island sink and that's our kitchen pantry sink. Both of those are gonna come together and come into here and that's it. So.
I had no
That's the
idea
noise in the background. These people won't be quiet.
that you were recording. Sorry.
Hey, you probably should have went through your,
Hold on, go.
This is our ERV, Energy Recovery Ventilator. It is a Broan AI something or other, because everything has to be AI anymore. Okay, so what this does is it brings usually humid and stale air out of the bathrooms and one in the kitchen. So we have 3 bathrooms eventually, and then one in the kitchen. And all of those come together on that 4-inch duct there and get added together, and they come into this duct right here. Okay. So the stale air coming in from the bathrooms comes in, there's a small fan in the back. It will pressurize this chamber right here, causing this air to flow through here, out this pipe, which goes to the attic and out the house, and that exhausts the air out of the house. So that will be our bath fans. Instead of actually having individual bath fans that are on a switch, this will be pulling air out of the bathrooms 24/7, and all of that humid and stinky air gets taken outside. At the same time, the fresh air from outside will come in through this, enter into here, go this way through this core, and then hit the fan back there to go out this duct, which goes over to our cold air return. And that cold air return will then take it through the furnace and pump it to the rest of the house. So this guy is the heart of the ERV. ERV stands for Energy Recovery Ventilator. And if you look there, those are little tubes that go all the way through there. And those tubes go in that direction. Those tubes go in that direction. And so the air passes by each other. And this is a heat exchanger. Oh, hang on, come on, get in there. So the cold air in the wintertime, the cold air from outside is going to be coming this direction. At the same time, the warm air from inside the house is going this direction. And they're not going to meet, but they're only going to have those tiny little membranes in between them. And so you recover the heat out of this inside air and transfer it to the cold incoming air so that you recover some of that energy. That's the energy part of the energy recovery. And then the ventilator part is the fact that you're ventilating your house with fresh air from outside. Then we have a filter to filter that outside air. And it also goes into the furnace, which then goes across the main filter of the furnace too. So it's filtered twice. And this is just a bug screen to keep the bugs from coming in. There you go. In ERV, Broan AI something or other. Virtuo technology. Okay, then that locks down like that. And then it has a condensate line that needs to go back down to the drain. And it all runs off of a single 110, 120 outlet. Yeah, somebody said the other day in one of the posts that I was reading on Reddit, we've changed to 120 volts 50 some odd years ago. It's time to stop calling it 110. Old habits die hard. That's it. ERV.